And hello again, it's Dave Lane from Dutch Tents UK, and today I'm going to showcase this really lovely Vrijbuiter Dallas, or Vrijbuiter if you want to pronounce it properly. As you can see, it is a traditional single pole pyramid tent with a not so common but certainly made to fit this tent by Vrijbuiter, their own version of a Vario rifle. It certainly differs from the Vario rifles from De Ward and Esvo, in as much that they have separate side wings attached to the tent, and then the Vario canopy attaches to the side wing to connect one big unit, if you like, whereas this is all in one canopy, and they've effectively shaped it to look a bit more like the De Ward item, and have done so beautifully. It's really pretty. It makes this tent it makes this tent. So I'm going to go around and have a little look. I'm going to show you the condition. I'm going to show you inside the bedrooms, just so you get a good overview of what this tent is like. Okay, so let's start the walk around. So you can see the shape of the canopy, and it fixes there. So it's a very snug fit around the roof. It's made to measure for this tent specifically, so it's not sort of something someone's made up. It's factory made. So typical of these, the Vrijbuiter range, the Spewer and the Stormvogel and all the others they typically have this front window section, and there we get to see the general shape and size of the tent. It's a 6-berther, so it's 3.9 metres wide, 4 metres deep. Zipping ground sheet, which is handy. In fact, whilst we're here, I'll show you around the general condition. It's absolutely unmarked. It's pristine condition. Well, the canvas is. No, actually, no, I tell a lie. I did find these. Ooh, look at those. Terrible. Apart from that, it's really clean. There is some fading on it. I mean, it's faded overall, and you notice the fading when you remove the canopy, and you can see a sort of a tide mark there. But the fading is completely universal all over the tent. There's actually, I don't know if we can capture this on camera, some slight variant in shading there. That's about it, really. There's the big Vrijbuiter label. Lovely bits of kit. Canopy's quite a light material. It's a thinner canvas. It's not a big heavy. Which interestingly, which takes me to the point on the rest of the canvas actually. It seems to be a thinner version. It's proper cotton canvas, but it isn't the usual 300 gram weight canvas that 10K normally use. This is a lighter version. I would say it's probably more in the vicinity of 250 gram, 225, 250. It's absolutely fine. There's no issues with it. I put the hose pipe on it yesterday. The water just beads off very nicely. So yeah, it's all very good. In typical Vrijbuiter style, this whole blue front wall and door can unzip from there, and it can be brought forward to this zip on the front. So effectively, rather than have this porch area, you can bring the whole wall forward and create a tent that is now, instead of 4 metres deep, it's 5.5. Now when that happens, the wall that zips into the ground sheet in this position doesn't have a ground sheet. So what Vrijbuiter have done here is they've very kindly provided one. So this is fitted. It's got some peg holes, you can see, so you can peg it all down properly. Going inside the tent, you can see the zip at the bottom. So this zips to the door when you want it to, or you can completely unzip the whole thing. Going inside, we have two good sized inner tents. Usually Vrijbuiters do not have a fitted ground sheet in the inner tent. They simply have a skirt, but in this one they've put a full ground sheet in, which is nice. You get two ground sheets. The inners also zip together, so you can have them separately, or as you can see here, I've zipped them together into one unit. The inner tents are like the rest of the tent, absolutely unmarked. But whilst we're inside, you typically get marking on a roof, but you can see there's nothing coming through there. Canvas is just absolutely beautifully clean. A vent that side, another vent that side, and you've still got a good 2 metre deep space here. So these tents, single pole, there's your big king pole there, and then you have a frame set up there. So rather than have two vertical poles, big advantage of that, of course, you can see it outside, you don't have vertical poles in your way. So if you do remove the front wall, you've effectively got a really big clear space with nothing in the way, which is a nice feature. They're good and strong poles, I mean, you know, they're not going anywhere. Now, I said this is a 6-berth tent. If you have a look down the side, you notice there's a bit of a gap between the inner and the main tent. I think this tent is a proper 6-berth without the inners in. So by that, by a 6-berth, I mean 6 70-centimetre airbeds in a row, or 65-centimetre airbeds. With these inner tents, I think you'll get 3 in there, but I think it will be cosy. So I think if you had 3 younger kids maybe in there on sleep mats, you'd be okay, and then mum and dad in there on a double. With older kids, I'm kind of thinking this is going to work better for a family of 4 or 5, rather than as a 6-berth tent. So yeah, I just thought I'd raise that. But apart from that, I think the size is really good. So there's the curtain on one of the windows that is up. There's the curtain that is down on the other side. They zip up here, Velcro there. We've got tie points here and toggles on the other side of the canopy. So you can actually, this side piece, you can roll the whole thing up, so you've got more access into the tent. I don't think you need to, I think I'd just leave it as this. So the other nice feature about this, well, I say feature, you just move the pole, tension the guy rope and drop the front down. You can drop it down more than that. So if you've got a rainy night or a rainy day and the rain's coming in forward rather than from the side or behind, you can give yourself a lot of good cover. It's also, of course, if you've got the sun facing you coming in, as we have presently, the sun's behind me facing right in there, you can see you can drop it down and give yourself a lot more shade. And I think it looks really nice like that as well. Kind of almost got that Deward back cave look, hasn't it? So there we are. I've not found any damage. There's certainly been no repairs, there's no patches, no dodgy stitching, all the zips work. Everything's good. It's a really, really great, nice tent. If it comes up for sale, it will be on my Facebook page, imaginatively named Dutch Tents for Sale. What was I thinking when I came up with that one? So yeah, there you are. Okay, thank you very much for your time.